Hi guys, welcome back to your daily astrology read for November 7th, 2018. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and jump into it. Not much have changed, of course. Not much has changed. The only thing that has really changed from yesterday is, we are like right up on this new moon in Scorpio. But I'll run it down to you. So we have Mercury in Sagittarius. We have Venus retro through Libra, Mars in Aquarius, Jupiter in Scorpio, at least until tomorrow, because on tomorrow, Jupiter will be going back into the sign of Sagittarius. Saturn is in its home sign, Scorpio. Uranus, of course, we know from yesterday, has went retro through Aries. And we have Neptune in Pisces retro, Cryon, the wounded healer there, Pluto in Capricorn, which is very comfortable there, Moon in Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio, and the new moon in Scorpio. Okay, so let's talk. This might be a deep talk today too, because especially with the fact that not much have changed in the sky, and so I feel led to use myself as an example of these transits, okay? Especially as a Scorpio, okay? So, right, moon in Scorpio, sun in Scorpio, and then new moon in Scorpio. So I definitely feel like it could be a good thing to use myself as an example, how I see these things that are in effect and how they affect me. But I probably won't necessarily get on how it affects me, because it's more of on a emotional level, and it's not even emotional. It's just that I can see what the hell it is, and so I personally maneuver in certain type of ways because of what I see. So I probably won't get too much into that, into my feelings about that, because I don't really have any feelings about that. I just kind of don't I mean, it's not that I don't deal with it. It's just that I know what I know. So, and I'm only one person. What the hell can I do about anything, Only thing I can do is focus on myself, take care of myself, and stay very well aware of the world around me, okay? So, again, because not much have changed today, I will be using myself for example, and how these transits have affected me or are affecting me as a Scorpio, okay? So let's talk about it. Let's start with this Uranus retro through Aries. Okay. And yesterday I was talking about the retro. The Uranus retro through Aries is about, new belief systems coming into play. Like things that you believed 30 days ago, like you may not believe that today. Uranus is all about shocks and surprises. It's ruled by the sign, or it rules the sign of Aquarius. Okay. Yeah, and it's going through Aries. You know, and then we have the moon in Scorpio, the sun in Scorpio, and then the new moon in Scorpio. So how this has affected me and my ability to see really deeply and to feel even deeper. You know, today what I see here and what I sense here with this Uranus retro through Aries today is I feel like, and we are going to really get into, it's really the new moon that has really helped deepen my insight from yesterday till today. Because that's what Uranus does. It shakes things up. That's what Aries in Uranus does. It changes beliefs. So literally what I saw yesterday is different what I see today. You know, and I think it has a lot to do with that new moon in my sign, Scorpio. So back to talking about this Uranus retro through Aries. Today I feel like this Uranus retro through Aries, you know, like I said on yesterday, yes, it is about changing belief systems and breaking down what you used to believe and blah, 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 blah. You know, but today what I sense here is that because I have a much deeper insight and a much deeper feeling about things here, with this new moon in Scorpio, I feel like this Uranus retro through Aries, I feel like this is about trying to control what one believes in. Trying to manipulate, shall I say, what one believes in, okay? That is what I'm seeing today with the deeper insight that's being given to me, okay? This Uranus in retro today is about trying to control what others believe in, okay? And really, with this new moon in Scorpio, so that's one point that I see differently today than I saw on yesterday. The Uranus retro through Aries, you know, I'm just feeling like it's trying to control people's belief systems, control what they believe in, manipulate what they believe in. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I feel like, you know, with this new moon in Scorpio, that really is just about greater self-awareness and the awareness of the world around you, which I am experiencing, which is why I am seeing the Uranus retro through Aries differently today than I saw it on yesterday. Okay, because the new moon in Scorpio is about greater self-awareness and greater awareness of the world around you, okay? I hope you're keeping up. You know, it's about the ability to see very clearly what is going on, you know, when you look into the eyes of others, when you look at the vibe of others. You know, it's about the ability to sense others' aura, see their auras, hear their unspoken words. Being able to hear a person's body language, things like that, you know. And as a Scorpio, the way that this has, or is, or whatever, the way that this has affected me is that, you know, on a worldly view, yeah, this is where it's about to get real deep. But, you know, as a Scorpio, the way I see this, the way that this has affected me, guys, like I said, on a worldly view, I can see so very clearly the chess game being played out. I can see the end game of giving to get. Okay, for example, to me, with thine eyes, there is no way that all of a sudden women of all different nationalities are being given high-ranking positions when women have always been looked upon as less than and have always been disrespected in the most disgusting ways all over the world, from country to country, from continent to continent, from city to city, from state to state. Okay? To me, this is no coincidence. To me, this is a setup. To me, this is a chess game, period. There is an end game involved here. And this is how these transits have affected me and are affecting me. I feel like with the Uranus and Aries current transit, like, yes, it's breaking the boundaries, but, or rather like burning those boundaries, because Aries is like that fire. But I mean, it could be breaking the boundaries because Aries is like that ram, you know, ram into the boundaries. But it's still a setup for a different downfall, is what I see. You know, it feels like a mind game to me. You know, people being able to maneuver and control the minds of people into thinking that they are equal or equality is on deck. But that's not really what it is. It's about keeping the mind and the heart in a battle of confusion. With this Venus going retro through Libra, and I have said this in other videos, there is no authentic love being given out. There is no real love. It's a mirage. Okay? There is no way that women from coast to coast have been always treated as less than, disrespected, catcalled, raped, beat, whatever. In a lot of countries, this is acceptable and people do not face charges in a lot of countries for this. Now, all of a sudden, you see women of all different countries and all different nationalities being given these high-ranking positions. Why? Why? It's a mirage, and it's a setup for a downfall. There is an end game involved, and this is a game of chess. This is a game of giving to give, and that's what you do in a game of chess. You have collateral damage, or whatever it's called. You know, plus, guys, Venus is opposing Uranus, which I did not even talk about on yesterday. But Venus is opposing Uranus. That's not a good thing. Uranus is a planet that lacks compassion. If the planet Uranus is compassionate, it is because it wants something, period, to give, to get. Come on now. Okay? That's what the planet Uranus is about. That's another quality or another characteristic, shall I say. One of the characteristics of Uranus is, yes, you know, shocks and surprises, good or bad. But another characteristic of the planet of Uranus is that it lacks compassion, and if it is compassionate, you better believe it wants something. So Venus is opposing Uranus. No real love. It's a mirage. There is an end game involved here. You know, and with the North Node, guys, being in Cancer, you know, it's about taking care of one's self, you know, one's own agenda, or one's own family, one's own tribe, or whatever you want to call it. I kind of touched on that yesterday in yesterday's daily astrology read. That North Node in Cancer is about taking care of oneself, taking care of one's own tribe here. You know, and then in the South Node, we have Capricorn there, because Capricorn is the opposite of Cancer. So if the North Node is in Cancer, that means the South Node is in Capricorn. And Saturn is in Capricorn. So I said that to say this. I believe on a collective level, people have not learned any damn thing. But on the individual level, this may be more successful, you know. And that goes back to me saying that I'm just only one person, and so is the next person and the next person. But on a collective level, the world as a whole, nobody has, I feel like I see that nobody has learned anything here, you know. The Scorpio new moon, you know, this Scorpio new moon is about self-preservation, which ties into me talking yesterday on about me just feeling like people were going to tribe up, and also talking about that Cancer North Node, where people are really just going to be about taking care of themselves and their families and, you know, whatever. And that's exactly what this Scorpio new moon is about. It's about self-preservation. It's about transformation. It's about strategy. It's about psychology. All of these women being given high-ranking positions all of a sudden. It's a psychology. It's a game, okay? I am just speaking through my eyes and how these transits have affected me as a Scorpio. This is what I'm talking about, okay? The new moon is about psychology, manipulation, and power plays. Okay? Yeah, absolutely. As a Scorpio, I definitely know about strategy and psychology and manipulation. Okay? I would be lying if I said I didn't. You know? And some of y'all know I would be lying if I said I didn't. Okay? Let's be authentic here. Okay? You know, so, you know, on yesterday, I noticed that some listeners, or at least a listener, wanted me to talk politics, okay? Which I don't do, because I refuse to give away my power like that, okay? But today, I did use a political example to drive, you know, the astrology alignments home. Not only did I use a political thing, but I even use myself as an example as a Scorpio, you know, with the sun being there, the moon being there, and then the new moon there, and talking about how it has affected me and what I see and what I feel on a deep level, okay? You know, now, I didn't necessarily have to use a political example. I could have used any example, you know. For example, I could have easily used the guy Colin Kaepernick, or whatever, whoever that football player is who took that knee at the game or something, at the NFL game or something, and the man has been shunned since, I could have easily used him. You know, as a matter of fact, I will. Just to show how much tenacity I have when it comes to this, okay? For those who really wanted me to dig off into political issues, I'm not about giving my power away like that, okay? For numerous of reasons. But when it comes to this guy and him taking this knee here, you know, it came out that Nike was secretly like endorsing this guy. And if you pay attention, Nike came out with that information at a very specific time. If you pay attention, okay? Use those Scorpio eyes, honey. Side eye. Yes. No. But if you pay attention, Nike came out with that information at a very specific time. So then people like go all crazy for Nike and go start buying up Nikes and giving homeless people on the street brand new pair of $200 and $300 Nikes and this and that. But what people did not realize was that this was a power play, and it was a hell of a chess move, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because all that money that Nike made off of all the happy people that was happy that Nike was like down for this guy, guess where that money went? To help endorse certain people. And probably to some of like the top 1%ers in their corporations and their things and this and that and all of that to further that agenda. Okay. Do you see what I mean? Does anybody see what I mean about the power plays and the chess moves, the giving to get, and the setups? There is no real love, only chess moves. Given to get, okay? And that is how my perspective have changed on this situation, looking at the sky yesterday and then looking at the sky today. Because that new moon in Scorpio is so close, you know, if it, at least to me, you know, it has definitely affected me in a way to where I can just see past the bull crap, okay? You know, and most of us, we are not 1%ers. We do not own corporations. We got strikes against us, born with them against us, okay? So, you know, at the end of the day, that shit was a chess move. So I could have easily used that guy, which I just did. And I also used the political things that are going on worldwide. Now, while I will not you know, because I could feel on yesterday that there was a little bit of anger that I did not go into political issues for voting day. I could sense that. I could feel that, you know. And it made me laugh, actually. But on today, you know, I can definitely see why one will want that kind of information from me. and why it probably pissed them off that I did not necessarily give that information, okay? But I felt like if I feel like if I am going to talk about political things, I'm going to do that in my way and not in the way that others would like for me to, because pleasing other people it gets you nowhere in life, okay? Bending to another's will, it gets you nowhere in life. There are people who want to suck and feed off of your energy for their own good, and I just refuse that. And I see a lot of YouTube readers and things like that coming to realize that too, that there are people who are demanding things from them. This shit is free. We do this because this is what we want to do. But I won't go off on a rant. What I will tell you though is that since not much has changed in the sky today, I did decide to talk about how these alignments have affected me personally, as a person. How they have affected the way I see things, how I'm seeing the things, how I am feeling these things, and yeah, they are telling me to say, I don't know why, but they are telling me to make the point that, you know, remember I talked about earlier in the video about the way, yeah, Uranus has this one characteristic, but it also has this other characteristic. They are wanting me to drive home the fact that Mars, the fighting planet, the warrior planet, is also in Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. Okay, so again, this is a I don't give a fuck about you situation, okay? Why they wanted me to say that, I guess it'll make more sense to someone or something. I don't know. But yes, Mars is in Aquarius, who is ruled by Uranus. So essentially Mars and Uranus is, you got a fighting ass planet with a I don't give a damn ass planet, okay? Teamed up, okay? Like, that goes back to that Libra being retro, in that Venus being retro in Libra, and me constantly saying that if Venus does not have love for Libra, there is no love for anyone. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed your daily astrology read. Please don't forget to hit that like button. If you disliked the video, hit the thumbs down button. Do whatever pleases you, okay? Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and I will see you guys back here later. Toodles.